This is the world's most hidden shelter. Built beneath a century-old tree, the spacious interior allows for total freedom. There's also a grand fireplace for warm dinners. A nutritious meal with meat and veggies. Absolutely the best refuge for doomsday survival. Old Jiang was wandering in the mountains when his attention was unexpectedly drawn by a hollowed-out, century-old tree. He carefully examined it, and his builder instincts were instantly awakened. He immediately decided to build a shelter here. The first step of construction is to level the ground. As for some obstructing tree roots, he had to forcefully separate them from the mother tree. The space inside the roots is far from enough, so he has to dig downwards, and to achieve ultimate concealment. The dirt dug from the foundation. He specially used a bucket to transfer it, to ensure the surroundings remain unchanged, although the soil in the forest is quite moist. This spot is not easy to dig. A massive amount of tiny roots intertwine. Every shovel stroke meets resistance, and the deeper he goes, the harder the soil gets. This forces old Jiang, after digging for a few minutes, to stop and take a rest. After all, he's not getting any younger. He can't compare to those young college students. As the foundation pit gradually meets the standard, he plans the interior layout along the way, reserving platforms on both sides, to be used as his single bed and entry steps. At this point, the interior depth is enough for old Zhong to stand up straight, a standard feature of the shelter. He chooses to build a fireplace at the foot of the bed. After digging a half-meter deep fire channel, old Zhong goes outside, using his expert intuition to find the exact spot. He successfully opens up the chimney door. After that, he cleans out the dirt inside. The next step is to collect logs. Long dead tree trunks in the forest become his primary choice of material. Since they couldn't become 1,000-year-old trees, they can serve as the framework of the shelter. Old Zhong hauls back a large pile of logs, transferring them back to camp before using a handsaw to cut them into suitable lengths. To prevent dirt from falling, old Jiang simply lines all the dirt walls with logs, once and for all. It also makes the new home look neat and beautiful. Placing them side by side, one by one, the neat arrangement, even OCD viewers would hit the like button. The roof is also sealed with logs. Truly sourcing locally and making the most of everything. The short logs placed on both sides give the remaining timber a slope, allowing for faster drainage when it rains. As for how to seal the gap above the tree roots, old Zheng has his own method. He drills a row of round holes on the log surface, while drilling 2 holes into the main tree trunk, using wooden pegs to connect them together. After removing the excess parts, he trims the collected sticks to fit. Now that there's support, they can be perfectly fitted in. Truly, a brilliant display of craftsmanship. Then, with the help of sticks and hemp rope, he quickly ties together a door. Thanks to the pre-measured dimensions, he puts it up to test the size. It's absolutely perfect, and to ensure smooth opening and closing, old Zhong drills corresponding holes for the door hinges. Now it can be securely installed in place. Next begins the attention to detail. The long-decayed tree trunks can also become a part of the new home by covering them on the roof to fill in some of the larger gaps. Afterward, he gathers a large pile of wild moss as nature's best caulking agent. It not only adds a cloaking effect to the exterior, but also improves the thermal insulation of the shelter. This kind of moss is very common in the local area. Often, 800 grams of it feels like a whole kilogram. When it comes to camouflage, I have to admit, old Zhong has some serious skills. If you don't look closely, who could discover the hidden world inside? He also perfected the exhaust vent. A hollow wooden stump is perfectly utilized, extending as the shelter's new chimney. After completing the back wall ceiling, old Zhong continues processing the logs. Bucket-thick logs, under the power of the saw, have no choice but to obediently yield. Cut into wooden blocks of varying lengths. It seems they are intended to be used as steps. And as a man who values details, The rough floor also needs to be paved. Old Jong takes the leftover logs and seamlessly embeds them to pave the floor. With the hardscaping complete, it's time for the soft furnishings to shine. As for making the furniture, he crafts them entirely by hand on site. When it comes to carpentry skills, if old John claims to be number one in this, then nobody would dare argue. With rich wilderness survival experience from a young age, he is highly skilled at identifying wild mushrooms. He is very confident. No need to worry about ending up in a coffin after eating. As night falls, old Jong smoothly moves into his new home, covering the dirt bed with a layer of moss to add some extra comfort. He can then lay out his beloved bedsheet. He lies down to test it out absolutely cozy. After a hard day's work, it's time to reward himself. First, he lights the dry firewood to get the fireplace working. Next, he puts the dining table in place. Then he brings out his treasured premium beef, cuts it into small pieces, heats the oil in the pan, and starts frying. Meat and vegetables combined. For comprehensive nutrition, while the neighbors are starving 9 meals in 3 days, he has already turned wilderness survival into poetry. Old Jang, practicing the clean plate campaign, devours his dinner completely. Looks like he was truly hungry. His stomach is now full, and it's getting late. Accompanied by the warm fire, the old man falls into a deep sleep.